powerofonerepatative.net with a brand new exercise tutorial video. This is going to be on the rack pull. With all of our exercise tutorial videos, I highly recommend that you watch me. I'm going to go over the setup, how to do this if you're going to work out at home, the coaching points, the mental cues, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them. And then after demonstrating you a couple reps of it, we could do your first warm-up or working set together with me in your ear, so to speak, coaching you through it step by step until you feel confident and competent to do it on your own. I love rack pulls. So you're going to use it in a power rack if you're at a corporate gym or if you own one. If you're somebody who works out at home, you can merely get four cinder blocks. They're like $1, maybe $2 at a hardware store. You're going to set it up to look something like this. And that is how I rack pull for years, so you can do this exercise at home. So bar placement as far as the height, I prefer to have it right below my kneecaps. Now, say you're having low back issues, your low back sore, you have low back issues, you can set the bar a little bit higher, but I personally like it below my kneecaps because I'm getting a much more of a hinge exercise, because this is a hip hinge movement to really get my low back and my upper back as well. But it takes out the big emphasis on your hamstrings and glutes that traditional deadlifts do, so you can lift heavier, or this is an introduction to deadlifting. So I like the bar right below my kneecaps. Now when you come up to the bar, I'm going to come up to the bar, so it's about maybe an inch away from my knees. And when I'm looking down, the bar is directly over the knots on my shoelaces, so it's over my midfoot. Then as I bend my knees forward to reach forward, now the bar is going to be in contact with my legs, and the bar will be in contact with my legs the entire time, so it is going to slide up and down your thighs. The reason is, when I do up and down the sides, the movement is like this, so just real quickly from the side view, see how my low back is nice and arched? If the bar is in contact, I can keep that nice natural arch. If the bar gets away from me, side view, see how now my low back's rounded out? And then that's when you're going to get in trouble. So we want to keep that nice, natural reverse arch in the back. We want to keep our spine nice and healthy. So you come up to the bar, you grab just outside of shoulder width, so your hands aren't hitting your legs as you come up. And this is a hip hinge movement, so your hips have to move back as you set the bar down. So I'm nice and tall. As I come, I fold forward at the waist, hips have to come back. Similar to the bar path, the bar being in contact with you. If you do not move your hips back to the wall, picture you pressing your butt against the wall, you're going to round forward at the low back, and that's when you're going to get hurt. Hip hinge, hip hinge, hip hinge means butt back, butt back, butt back. So I'll come to the bar, slightly bend in the knees, the bar's in contact, my hips are back, I set my low back, so again, it's not rounded. Nice natural arch. Now what you're going to do, the mental cue is that you're squeezing oranges under your armpits. Now, not hard enough to make orange juice, but to hold them in place. Doing so is going to activate your lats. Your back's going to be nice and rigid. You're merely going to slide the bar up, extend your hips forward, and boom, squeeze at the top. And I'm going to go over how to squeeze at the top, but to reverse it, you merely start to hips back, keep a little arch in your back, and fold back until the bar comes down. I'm going to do my best to not let the bar slam down so you can actually hear what the hell I'm saying. But once you get going really heavy, it's not necessarily a big time control movement unless that is part of your workout routine to control the negative portion. We don't want to be slamming, and each and every single rep is separate, so it's going to get loud for a second. I don't want this. If the bar bounces away from you just once, like we already talked about, your low back's going to round out. If you're using a lot of weight, you're going to get hurt. Might not happen a million times, but rep 1,000,001, you're going to get hurt. So you've got to keep each rep nice and separate. So again, over the midline of my shoe, my laces, knee bent, butt back, grab the bar right outside of shoulder width, squeeze the oranges in my armpit, nice and natural arch in my back. I extend my hips forward at this top position. I'm picturing squeezing a cherry between my shoulder blades, or if that doesn't help you for a mental cue, picture putting your shoulder blades in your back pocket. But what I don't want you to do is to shrug up to do it. So when I tell people put your shoulder blades in your back pocket, the habit is for them to kind of shrug up. So I don't want that. I would rather you just squeeze a cherry between your shoulder blades. So shoulders are here, and I stick them out and retract them together and squeeze that cherry between the shoulder blades. And then reverse where we came, keeping the tension in our back. And then what I like to do each and every rep is totally relax. Squeeze the oranges. Bring forward. Squeeze the cherry, squeeze the cherry, squeeze the cherry. Fold forward, hips back, hips back, hips back. Boom, let go, and then relax. Grab those oranges again between in your shoulder blades. Nice natural arch. Stand up. Now squeeze the cherry. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then reverse where we came from. Hips back, hips back, hips back. Boom, drop all the fruit. Pick all the fruit up. Squeeze those shoulders. The armpits. Stand forward. Squeeze the cherry. And come back. Now, right now, everything is super segmented. But as you progress and get better at it, it's going to be one nice fluid movement. So it's oranges, straight to cherry, and back. Relax. Oranges, up, straight to cherry, and back. That's what it's going to look like once you get used to it. But in the beginning, if it's kind of segmented of oranges, up, cherry, and then fold back forward, I'm okay with that. Again, no shrugging, no shrugging, no shrugging. Breathing is going to be a little different, so it's going to be similar to a squat. So it's big breath in, up, and down. Now you do have the option of exhaling at the top, taking another breath in as you come down, but personally, I would rather hold my breath the entire time, embrace my core. It's like you're giving yourself a weight belt, and is the proper way to lift. We don't want to rely on weight belts. So let's do 3 reps, and then we're going to do a warm-up set together. So oranges, up, straight to cherry, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Fold forward, hips back, breath out, relax. Big gulp in, squeeze those oranges, extend your hips, squeeze the cherry between your shoulder blades, chest out, fold forward, hips back, drop it, breath out, relax. Squeeze those oranges, keep the low back nice and set, nice and arched, stand up, straight into a cherry, squeeze, 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 fold forward, hips back, drop it, and drop the fruit. So that's how we're going to do a rack pull. Let's do that warm up or working set together. So I'm going to take a total step back. So we have the bar set just below your kneecap for most people. Unless you're having low back issues, you can set it up a little bit higher, but I like to have it below the kneecap. Stand forward over the bar, so when you're looking down at your feet, it's over the middle of your foot or the knots on your shoelaces where you're tied them. Okay, shoulder width stance. Press my butt back, bend my knees till the bar touches me right below my kneecap. Grab on the outside of each leg. All right, we're going to squeeze those oranges in the armpits. Stand up, extend your hips forward, bar slides up the top. Squeeze the cherry, squeeze the cherry, squeeze the cherry. Fold forward, hips back, no natural arch. And set the bar down. Let the fruit go. Here we go. Set the low back, nice and natural arch. Squeeze those oranges. Stand up, bar slides up the front. Squeeze the cherry, chest out. All right, fold forward, hips back. Bar touches, we'll drop all the fruit. Now we're going to do the breathing, so let's do one big breath. So, big breath in. Squeeze those oranges. Stand up, extend the hips, bar slides up, squeeze the cherry. Fold forward, hips back, nice and natural arch. Drop it, breath out. Big breath in, good gulp in. Squeeze those oranges into the armpit. Stand up, extend those hips, squeeze the cherry between the shoulder blades, cherry between the shoulder blades. Fold forward, hips back, nice and tight. Drop the weight, breath out. Big gulp in, squeeze those oranges in the armpit. Nice natural arch, stand up, bar slides up, squeeze the cherry. Butt back, bar still slides down the front of your thighs. Nice and controlled. We're going to go 3 more. Big gulp in, squeeze those oranges in the armpit. Stand up, extend the hips, bar slides up, squeeze the cherry between your shoulder blades, do not shrug up. Hips back, bar slides down the front of your thighs, nice natural arch. And we're down, breath out. 2 more. Big gulp in. Squeeze those oranges. Stand up, extend the hips, squeeze the cherry, no shrugging. Fold back forward, butt back, drop it down, good, relax the fruit. Last one. Grab those oranges in the armpit. Stand up, extend those hips, squeeze the cherry. Butt back, bar slides down my front of my legs. Drop it, drop the fruit. And that is how you do rack pulls, 1 rep at a time.